Ira, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm blessed, brother. What's up?
Man, I'm so excited to be here today. So listen, guys, we thought it would be exciting to talk about what it means to build something and they will come. Who out there has seen the movie Field of Dreams, right? You got Kevin Costner in there, and I'm going to name a couple other actors that are awesome. Man, the voice of Darth Vader. Come on, help me out, man. James Earl Jones.
Yes, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend, the deepest voice you have ever heard. Listen,
Yes.
guys, this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about if you build it, they will come. And we're going to get very specific about your dream many years ago, right? It didn't start here, but it has become and developed into a company, the DreamDiver company. Guys, if it weren't for the DreamDiver company, you wouldn't know who I am, because I would have never been connected to this, right? It was Ira sharing his dream about building a company to help people discover and unlock their God-sized dreams and their purpose that got us to this point. But here's what I want to know. This might be where you are in your life, right? You're asking a question, if I build it, will they actually come? And so my question for you today, Ira, is this. How did you build the DreamDiver company? How did you build a team around an idea as lofty and as audacious and as crazy and as a lifetime to build something? How did you do that?
Oh, man. How am I building? Right? Keyword building. Listen, faith. Faith, right? I mean, I wouldn't be who I am today or where I am today without my faith. Faith in the God who gave me the dream, who gave me life. Faith in myself, that I can do things that I never thought was possible. Faith in my family, that they will be able to put up with their crazy husband and crazy dad. Faith in the community of people who have come around me who are much smarter, much wiser than I am, to help put the nails in the wood in place so that this dream has a vehicle that can reach you if you're listening or watching this right now. And, Ray, we talked about this, we talk about this all the time in building a dream that's bigger than you. We even talked about it this morning on the call we did for our coaching community, is big dreams start with baby steps. And if you listen, write that down, right? Big dreams start with baby steps. Like, I didn't just wake up one day and get to where I am today, where you know who I am. I started out by convincing myself first that I am who God says I am. And that's 90% of the problem, is we don't understand that we are more than we think we are. But we have to get outside of looking at ourselves how we would look at ourselves, insignificant, insecure, not talented enough, not qualified enough, and begin to look at ourselves how God says we are, fearfully and wonderfully made in his image, right? That we can do all things through him that are possible. And so I had to first make up in my mind that I had what it took to be the man that God called me to be, period. The second thing was really just to really understand what was God telling me to say to the world and how to bring it to the world. And, God has a sense of humor. He couldn't just, he wouldn't just let me do it easily, right? Was just speaking and coaching. He was like, no, I want you to go to 13,000 feet and start diving out of perfectly good airplanes, even though I know you're terrified of heights. And that's when, I almost called timeout on God, flagrant foul, right? Technical. God, we're doing too much right now. But what he said was, I need somebody who has the faith and the courage and the confidence and the conviction to do what most people won't do, to say what most people won't say, and to bring people with them to places that most people won't bring people, so that we don't just get in the habit of talking about dreams, talking about faith, but people get to be immersed in faith. And that's how we built this company, on faith, right? Our core values are value people, bold faith, and excellent execution. The tenets of who we are as a company is inspiration, transformation, and exhilaration. And so that is how we've been able to do things like have conferences and events where people come and they get poured into while they sit in a seat, but then they go outside and they're immersed in a completely different environment of dream diving, where there are planes around them and skydivers falling out of the sky around them, and everything around them brings them into this realm of if I can do it in the air, I can do it anywhere.
Doing the impossible. What seems like the impossible. Man, so there was two parts to that question.
Yeah.
So that's how you build a company on a dream, a God-sized dream.
Yeah.
That's how you build a company around a purpose. That's how you get people attracted to want to bring the best parts of them out. And that leads me to the second part of that question is how do you build a team around that? Where do you find people? How do you know that somebody belongs to and attaches themselves to your purpose and your dream? Where do you find these, what do you call them? Entrepreneurs? Is that it?
Yeah.
You've got entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
And then you've got entrepreneurs. Where do you find these entrepreneurs? How does that happen?
Man, first of all, your character has to be so attractive and so compelling that when you come in a room with people, they sense that you hold a missing piece to their destiny in you. There's something about you that says, if I get connected to this individual and where they're going, what's in me will come alive. My potential will be maxed out. My destiny will be maxed out if I lock arms with this individual. And so what I learned real early is that I am a transformational leader. I'm a visionary. And so I can get around a group of people and share vision and have them actually see it come to life before we even step outside of the room. Before we even put anything on paper, I have the ability to help them see what is possible and then help them see themselves in it if that's what is to be. And so as a leader, somebody who has a dream that's bigger than you, that it's going to take a dream team to build, you have to learn how to embody what it is that you believe that you're being called to do, to say. You have to embody it. Like you are recruiting people to come alongside you to build what you've been called to build way before you ever recruit them. They are watching you, how you act when you're around your friends, how you act with your wife, your husband, your children. They are watching you, and not to watch you per se, but they have their eye on you because there's something interesting about how you carry yourself and how you maneuver in your life. And so before you ever present them with the opportunity to join you on this crusade, they are evaluating your character to see if you embody the principles that are in tandem with what you say you're trying to build and do for the world. And so, man, the way I've been able to attract great people like you and some of our other staff is being who I say I am every time I'm in the room. And even when you're not around, you can see the reflection of who I am in my family and my children, my lifestyle, and then sharing with you where God has taken me over and over and over and over again, and giving you the opportunity to see if there's a piece in there for you. And so one of the things I've learned is that I don't execute well. I don't execute well, right? Let's just be honest. Self-awareness is key if you're going to be a leader. I know that I have great visions, great thoughts, great leadership, and I can inspire anybody to pick up a hammer and get it done. But I myself am not a great builder of dreams from start to finish. And so what I learned is that if this dream was to be real, I had to bring the greatest dream builders around me who, when they pick up a hammer and nails, they are in their purpose so that there's no misalignment or mismanagement of anybody's purpose or destiny, but everybody is on track to doing what they were called to do. I learned how to bring in world-class builders around me who come alive when they get to build this dream, but their dream is being built inside of the dream. And so if you're listening right now and you're like, man, my dream is bigger than me and I need to build a team around me, well, you need to become aware of the people that God is sending in your immediate surroundings, because he's not sending them on accident. And I remember hearing a pastor say one time, he said, you always know what God is trying to build in you and the magnitude of it based on the caliber of people he's sending in your immediate vicinity and how much they are pulling on you, pushing you, and rooting for you and are willing to do anything for you, that is a testament to what God is trying to do through you. And so, man, and when I begin to look around my life and I see all these titans and all these giants in their own areas like project management, leadership, inspiration, coaching, actually building things and technology, I just looked around and say, okay, God, you are sending me a world-class, legendary team to do something legendary, and I'd be a fool to keep asking you for what you've already sent. Yeah.
Wow. That's a great answer. I'm gonna pull out 3 or 4 things from that. So the very first thing that you said was just being contagious, infectious, not in a COVID-19 sort of way.
No, definitely not.
But in the kind of way that you attract.
Yes.
Right? Something about you is different and unique. Something about you says there's more about you than just getting through life and just doing life and doing me, right?
Yeah.
You're building something. It's attractive. It's contagious.
Yeah,
it's
but,
infectious.
But let me clean that up a little bit because I want to be clear.
Okay.
It's not about going in every room and making everything about you. That's never been my personality. It's when we begin to talk about life. Is my life is a natural progression of my heart, my purpose, and so I am obsessed with being who I was called to be, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm obsessed with being the best father, husband I can be, the best servant leader I can be, and producing fruit and results for the people I've been called to serve. And so when you want to know about, hey, bro, how's everything going? Well, that's what's going on with me. And so and when other people, and I ask them what's going on with them, they tell me what's going on with them. And so we just have a natural dialogue. And so that's kind of, how that,
you don't walk into a room and make it all about you.
No,
but when you
not.
walk into the room, you are you. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
And when you have a conversation, there are certain things that you're naturally going to talk about because those are the things that are happening in 95% of your life. Yeah. I love it, man. So thank you for clarifying that. The second nugget I pulled out of that was a vision. And I want to pause there for just a moment and go a little bit deeper. Maybe some of you in the audience have been given a God-sized dream. Maybe some of you are very entrepreneurial. Maybe you've already discovered your purpose and unlocked that in your life, but being a visionary is not your strength. Perhaps you're a builder of a dream, right? And you don't have that. So Ira said, hey, that's one of the things that helps you. So can you have a God-sized dream and can you have a purpose but not have a vision or a vehicle for a vision and still get by? Or is that something that must be developed because there's no way around, over, under, or through that? You must do that. Yeah. Is that possible? I just wanted to pause there for a second because being a visionary is a gift, right? That doesn't come natural to everybody. Yeah. You may or may not know this, but the man sitting across the table from me is a self-proclaimed introvert. But you know how to be an extrovert when it's time to be an extrovert, even if that is not your gifting. But he is a visionary, and he's an amazing and extraordinary leader. And so these are some qualities that are amazing to have as an entrepreneur and somebody with a God-sized dream. But if you do not possess them, do you and must you develop that?
Man, that's such a great question, man. Let me say this. Everybody's not an entrepreneur. Let's be clear, right? And I only deal with purpose-driven entrepreneurs, to be specific. Everybody's not a purpose-driven entrepreneur. Some of you out there are entrepreneurs, which means your purpose and dream will exist inside of a bigger purpose-driven mission or dream or vision. Does that make sense? And so you come alongside people who already have something great in mind, and you bring all of you into all of what they have started or a little bit further down the journey, and you guys build something special for the world, right? And so if you are that purpose-driven entrepreneur and you are not a great visionary or a pioneer, self-awareness, right? You need to know who you need to have on your team around you so that you can move the ball down the field. Let's be clear. Tom Brady can't throw the ball to himself. It requires an amazing ensemble of world-class individuals, both on the field and off the field, 24/7. 365 for him to be able to do what he has done. And so you have to know who you are, what your gifts are, what your talents, what your skills are. And for all your other deficiencies and weaknesses, you need to get excited about bringing other people around you who can do what you cannot do. And so if you're going to ever see results, if you're that purpose-driven entrepreneur, you must bring people around you who can help you be world-class, period, so you can be who you are. If you are that entrepreneur, of course, you don't necessarily need to be visionary or a pioneer of the larger vision at scale. But man, I tell you what, wouldn't it be awesome if you could pioneer from within an organization? If you could take a project or goal or a specific task and begin to envision something greater than what was handed to you. I'm telling you, and there's a difference between an employee and an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a builder from the inside out. An employee is a maintainer.
Great
right?
distinguishment.
Does what it's told. And so I believe every purpose-driven organization, every visionary organization needs a cast of entrepreneurs. No employees, entrepreneurs. I don't care if it's the janitor. I need the janitor to show up and be so legendary that he begins to reinvent how to mop the floor, how to take the trash out, how to save time, and how to do things better. Because when we are all responsible for an R&D mindset, research and development mindset, everything becomes legendary. And so that is the kind of organization that we're trying to run. That we're trying to build, and that's what we try to teach other people is you have to be so conscious of what you bring to the table. Because when you don't know what you have, when you walk in the room, you do everybody a disservice. But when you know who you are and who you are not, you can stay in your lane. But be so confident that what you bring to the table is going to be a home run, that you move with such humility, such character, but with enthusiasm to contribute your piece, because you know that is what creates a Super Bowl winning team, is everybody being a role player.
Guys, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a kind of organization I'd want to work for.
Yeah.
Are you hiring?
Always, please come relieve me of some of these things that we are all doing, right? But yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Ira, thank you so much for today's interview. Yeah. I think I speak for all the listeners who are on today. DreamDivers, you're out there. Yeah. You've been called and you've been created for something more. You have something purposeful and legendary inside of your life. And there is a dream team waiting to just figure out a way that they bring the piece of the puzzle that's missing. And for you entrepreneurs out there, not the pioneers, visionaries, and world changers directly, right? But for you entrepreneurs out there, there's an organization that day and night, night and day, you are on their minds. Maybe not, they don't know your name, they don't know your face, they don't know your experiences, they don't know your background, but they need somebody just like you, and they're waiting on you, and the world is waiting on you to raise your hand, sign on the dotted line, that I'm going to show up with the very best of me, that I'm not coming here to be an employee, but I'm coming here to be an entrepreneur. I'm coming here to do the work that I've been called and created for.